politics. This is part 2 of my Fox News softball questions to Donald Trump series. So if you haven't seen part 1, get off this one right now and go back to part 1 and watch that. The first one was about Sean Hannity and all the softball questions he threw. This one is Bill O'Reilly and all the softball questions he threw. So I'm going to get into it right now. First, we start with him talking about Khan in the DNC convention. He goes on and lets Barack Obama talks and says how Donald Trump is woefully unfit for the presidency. And Bill O'Reilly lets Donald Trump go off on this tangent and let him talk for forever. I'm not going to put that on my video. We're going to start with the next question and give you some of those softball questions.
What was said about her.
Okay.
So I think she has the potential to be even worse.
Let me refocus you back on this Khan situation, because the press is running wild with it. In hindsight, wouldn't it have been smarter for your campaign just to pretty much ignore him?
He's coming at them all nice. Now, we all know when Bill O'Reilly does his interviews, he's not that cordial to his people, especially if they're leaning left or moderates. But he was like, hey, why don't you just stop? Softball question now. He's going to go into a second question. Listen to this, and I'll come back on the other end.
Totally dishonest. Let me just tell you. CNN, which is a totally dishonest group.
We'll get to CNN
just kept
in a moment.
Playing it all
right. I can identify it. They did the same thing to me last week because I gave historical facts about how the White House
was built. I
saw that,
and it didn't stop.
So look, and they'll never stop. But look, here's what your supporters want to know. And some people are undecided who you need to persuade over to your camp. It wasn't wise to bring the mother in. I understand Khan, and I got that. You know, he's going to come after you, and he was obviously hired by the Clinton campaign to do that. It was orchestrated, as we just said in the talking points. Everybody knew the script. But the mother's just sitting there. And for you to bring her in, that gives them the opportunity. It just opens the door for them to come in and hammer you as this mean kind of guy.
Doesn't this sound like he's advising his campaign? This does not sound like an interview. He's advising him on his campaign. Let's go to the next one.
On page 1, your Vietnam, draft status.
Yeah.
By doing this, and I had to learn this the hard way with that despicable Al Franken. All right, if you go after somebody and you're punching down, as they say, all right, the left-wing press is going to seize it and call you a racist and a bully and a sexist. And I mean,
I agree. I agree.
So
I agree.
You know, in the future, you just got to say
you mentioned in that last post, Bill O'Reilly just gave Donald Trump R. Kelly advice. Watch this, and I'm gonna go to the next interview.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I want you to listen. Elephants don't swat flies.
Dishonest.
But
First of all, they're totally failing. They're losing a fortune.
They're waiting.
Sure.
See, they should have done the Vietnam thing when you got into that kerfuffle with John McCain. That would have been a time. But they held it because he's a Republican, so they didn't mind you hammering him.
Just so you understand, this is not an interview. This is a conversation on how Donald Trump should run his campaign. The problem is Donald Trump is not going to listen to Bill O'Reilly or anybody. Let's keep going.
Working, in all fairness.
If you want to beat me up, remember when you said I needed a psychiatrist? That's fine. People like to say, yeah, he does.
Well,
Trump's
but
right.
I said it kiddingly. I said it kiddingly.
Yeah. But anyway, you can fight me. You can come at me. But if there's some little Muslim woman who loses her son, you can't. You just can't, no matter what she does. She could set you on fire, and you could say, thank you, I hated those trousers.
I know.
You know, you just go.
And once again, he's advising this man on his campaign. Now, in the next segment, they're going to talk policy. So let's see if he come with some legitimate questions.
Why would you think that the election would be rigged?
Yeah, that's a policy question.
What about the Washington Post report today that you're not going to support John McCain's reelection or Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire? Is that true?
Yep. Another policy question. Yep.
Now, the Clinton campaign, as we analyzed last night, I don't know whether you saw the program, they're not going to go, it seems, head-to-head with you on issues. It doesn't seem like that's what they're going to do because, as you rightly pointed out, 1% growth, recovery worse since 1949, lowest home ownership in, 50 years? I mean, African-American poverty.
Our country's in trouble,
It's in trouble. So they're not going to go with you head-to-head on issues. ISIS, they don't even mention it. But they are going to say, and they are making a very, very aggressive argument that you're just not temperamentally fit to hold this office. And I was at the game last night, the Yankee-Met game, and I'm talking to tons of people. You know, when I go to the game, we used to go to the games together. What do we have? Thousands of people want to talk to us. And that's what they're talking about, that you know, can Trump handle the pressure? Can Trump do this? And how are you going to rebut those constant attacks?
Look, okay, people, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to go any further. If you want to see the full interview, go back to my first one, my part one, and look at my descriptions. I got the links to YouTube clips for both interviews. I'm not gonna sit here. That was not a policy question. I really thought the reason why I let that drag on, I really thought he was gonna ask a policy question. Hillary Clinton is gonna attack him on policy because she knows he don't know it. Now, yes, it's easy right now for her to talk about temperament because she's playing to his strings. She knows he's going to get all upset and go to Twitter. So she's playing with him right now. She's Lola is like a rope-a-dope. She's roping him in, and then once September comes, once the debates start to come up, she's going to hit his ass on policy. And once they start debating, all they have is policy. So she's going to destroy him on policy. She is a policy wonk. Why would she not talk about policy? And she's going to discuss Benghazi, the emails, all that stuff. Now, wait a minute. All you conservatives out there, stop. Because the email thing was wrong. The Benghazi thing, she was investigated, and they couldn't find anything on her, and they still trying to investigate her to find something on it. Now, the response time, I'm not going to get into, you guys, retired Marines, 16 years. I'm not going to get into the inner layers of what it takes to get boots on the ground from one spot to another. You guys that haven't served don't understand. So, hey, I'm going to leave it right here. These guys threw softball questions. They threw Nerf ball questions at this guy the whole time. But hey, keep liking the videos, subscribe to the channel, leave me some feedback, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. In the meantime, peace.